Hello everyone, this is Bailey Meyer from Meyer Pictures. Now, after I got done designing the Lego Super Mario Skyline, my mind was racing thinking of the next series to do in the same format. And after a while, I realized Kirby. Mario and Kirby are the perfect complements to each other, and after all, it is the series' 30th anniversary, so today I am very excited to unveil the Lego Kirby Skyline, which has instructions now available to build your own. From Twinkle Popopo to Kabi to Kirby of the Stars, the pink puffball is yet another character I've had quite the history with. Created by Masahiro Sakurai, this skyline focuses on scenes from the 3 original platformers which he directed: Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Adventure, and Kirby Super Star. Unlike the Super Mario Skyline, which focused on specific 3D areas, it was important that for a 2D series like Kirby, we capture detail in a different way by paying homage to the games as a whole as much as possible. The dioramas capture 3 coastlines with the sea on the horizon and a raised platform in front to help show this forced perspective, and each has both a star and a version of Kirby himself. Let's take a closer look. Kirby's Dream Land, you might notice, is completely in grayscale. Though the original Game Boy's green palette was considered, Sakurai-san himself uses black and white footage in his retrospective, so I felt this would be best. Also, King Dedede's black and white costume is clearly paying homage to the original. The fact that it isn't green is just... Look, anyway, since the original game is so small, representing it properly would mean representing multiple areas, such as Green Greens, Float Islands, the fight with Wispy Woods, and the game's ending. I'm actually quite happy with how Kirby lifting Castle Dedede turned out. It was a case of the perfect parts being available, and since you've completed the game, Wispy Woods has a Gordo, which, of course, only appears in the second quest. Kirby's Adventure is a game I played a lot as a kid, first through Nightmare in Dreamland, an enhanced Game Boy Advance port which Sakurai-san himself helped with, to the original, both via 3D classics and through a number of virtual console releases. The Kirby's Adventure diorama depicts Kirby's battle with King Dedede, modeled after the penguins in the 2006 Batman sets, funny enough. Some might notice the use of a small rubber band to represent the edges of his royal robes, and a judge's gavel as his hammer. We were able to fit the dreamy aesthetic of the original game's color palette, thanks in huge part to the LEGO company's greatly increased colors over the past few years. Just like in the original game, you may notice a reflection of the pink clouds in the ocean below. By the way, once you put the star rod in, the screen is actually not supposed to shake, it's supposed to flash white. I hope somebody got that reference. Ironically, designing the Kirby Super Star scene was quite a similar process to the one for Dreamland. It was important that lots of references to the original game be included, not because the game is so small, but because the game is so big. The omnibus format means that there's a lot of iconography, and therefore a lot of room for Easter eggs, but let's start with the obvious main focus. The main focus is on Meta Knight's Revenge, a personal favorite of mine. The image of the halberd victoriously flying through the stormy clouds to ever brighter skies is permanently burned into both my memory and psyche. And speaking of which, here it is. The design is more closely based on the version of halberd from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, as opposed to the original, which looks more like the space battleship Yamato. This was designed using references from Brawl's Trophy Gallery and independent modeling software alike. The halberd is able to be removed from the diorama as well, and can even be displayed completely on its own. This was an incredibly tough nut to crack, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. And with the halberd in the ocean, we can see some of the other details. The area as a whole is loosely based on the map in Meta Knight's Revenge, with these islands and checkered land meant to be far off in the background from our foreground platform. And speaking of, there's a lot going on here too. These goodies strewn about are an homage to the gourmet race, and all of the foods in question are specifically from the game, including Invincible Candy and Super Spicy Curry, which didn't actually appear in Kirby Super Star. And to the left, there seems to be a minecart in a hole. That's right. This section opens up to reveal the beginning of the Great Cave Offensive. In the back, there's a nest resting on a high mountain. By the way, the egg's on the right side, like on the select screen. And behind the diorama is a lit candle based on Kagero Mansion, an 8th scenario which was scrapped from the final game. Just like the original game, I wanted to cram as much as I could into this fun pack and make it as super deluxe as possible. Though I'm just a fan, I wanted others to be able to build this creation if they wanted to, so I have instructions available on rebrickable.com. These instructions are intended to be very high quality, with bits of trivia from the game, further notes on specific details, and even a few cut concepts in the margins. In fact, the pink highlight for new parts is the same shade of pink that Sakurai-san uses in his video, Development Secrets of the Original Kirby. I mean, it was pink before, but I had to change it to the exact right pink. Just like with the Mario Skyline, the sections can be separated or displayed together, so there's both a list of parts for building the set as a whole, and the parts list for just the individual section. There are links to curated playlists of music from each game to listen to while building, and videos and graphics are included to guide you through the quick and easy process of getting the parts to make it yourself. And this time we have something a little extra. This is not something I want to do often, but in this case there are also some guidelines included for painting a few extra details, like Kirby's face or Kirby riding towards the halberd. Parts with curved surfaces can be difficult to apply stickers to, so this is the best way to express these final touches. And if you have trouble, just remember Kirby's adventure. First you draw a circle, then you dot the eyes, add a great big smile, and presto, it's Kirby! As far as paints go, any black can be used for Kirby's face, but for the pink Infinity Stone, I recommend Emperor's Children by Citadel Color. The ever so slightly darker shade of pink compares well to the bright pink in the Kirby's Adventure display, because Kirby's sprite in Super Star is a bit darker as well. I think builders will really enjoy the final set. It represents not only each of the entries in the Kirby series, but each of the three main characters too, and wait a minute. Wispy Woods, Fountain of Dreams, Halberd. I feel like I've seen these places somewhere else. Well, anyway, designing this helped me realize how far back the pink puffball and I happen to go. I hope you all enjoy this set as much as I enjoyed designing it.